Hello everyone. This is the chapter 4, module 4, Fundamental of Physical Geography book. In this module, we will discuss the ocean floor configuration. What the mean of ocean floor configuration means? The basic relief feature exists on the ocean floor. This is also help us to make the understanding about the distribution of continents and oceans. This topic we will discuss in detail in chapter 13 of oceanography. Here there is just a brief description of this topic. So let's start the topic. Ocean floor. Ocean floor basically segmented in three major divisions. One is continent margin, second deep sea basins, and the third mid-oceanic ridge. These are the major, we can say the major relief feature exist or we can find in the ocean floors. This is the diagram of the ocean floors. As I explained you the three major relief feature: continent margin, then deep ocean basins and the mid-oceanic ridge. Again we divide this continent margin in three parts. One is continental shelf. This continental shelf is a part of continent basically. Then the slope, as you can see, this is also a part of continents. Then continent rise, this is also a part of continent but beneath the water surface. This is continent rise, and there is a abyssal plain. You can see there is a abyssal plains. So this is a basically oceanic crust, and this is attached with the continent area also. So the first is the continent margins. These form the transition between the continent shore and the deep sea basins. As I explained you in this diagram, that these continent margins basically the entire continent shelf, slope and rise, this entirely including continent margin. So basically this is the transition between the continent and the deep sea basins. Continent shelf. First, second continent slope, then continent rise and deep oceanic trenches. So you can see the continent shelf. This is a shelf part of the continent, then slope, then continent rise and then abyssal plains. So what's the first thing, what the mean of continental rise? Basically the continental shelf is the area between the coast and the edge of oceanic base. Area of continental coast and the edge of oceanic base is actually submerged part of the continent. Then the continent slopes. Slopes start at the edge of continent shelf. As explained in the diagram, means first there is a continental shelf, and from the edge of the continental shelf there is a starting of the continental slope. Then when there is continental slope is ends, there is a starting of the continental rise, and there is a after it there is a deep sea beds where there is a different kind of other feature we can find. Then the next major feature, that is the abyssal plain. So these abyssal plain are extensively plain that lie between continental margin and mid-oceanic ridge. As I explained you, there are three major features. First is continental margin, second abyssal plain, and third mid-oceanic ridges. So abyssal plain between the continental margin and the mid-oceanic ridge. So these are the extensive plains basically, and the abyssal plain are the area where continental sediments that move beyond and get deposited in these margins. The different sediments brought by the river from the plain area and the entire land surface, they drop down in the water area and in water area, they deposit only and only in abyssal plains. Then the mid-oceanic ridge. We already discussed this mid-oceanic ridge, the middle part of the ocean called as mid-oceanic ridge, and this is formed by the volcanic eruption. We can say that this is the most sensitive zone for the volcanic activities. So mid-oceanic ridge basically a interconnected chain of mountain system within the ocean, means it is interconnected from one ocean to another ocean. So different oceans beneath the water surface connected with this chain. So basically this is a, we can say this is a mountain chain submerged in water. It has a rift at the center and has a zone for intensive volcanic activity. You can see here the mid-oceanic ridges. So these are also active for the volcanic eruption that we already discussed in the previous modules. Here you can see this is the mid-oceanic ridge. So below this ridge there is a existence of asthenosphere, and when this asthenosphere, due to the help of convecting current cell, uprise or upwelling the upper area, there is a volcanic activity held and magma flow and deposit in the both side of this crater, and there is a formation of the crust. So this is the mid-oceanic ridge. Thank you.